go for spoilers. Damn. Now, look, man. Parasite. You see, this way you know that a film is damn good. Is when, because I think the first 10 minutes I was like, wait, okay, this guy's trying to like find Wi-Fi, blah blah. Okay, what the hell? And this just shows you great writing and great directing by Bong Joon-ho. It's a slow build. It's a slow build because once you now saw like how the song was sort of he was into where he first came into the house and everything, because he obviously got a job tutoring the girl. I was like, okay. Then when he now sort of now does a nice little trip to now get his sister in, I was like, okay, I think I know where this is going, but I'm not sure. Then when he now saw them now bring in the father, I was like, oh my god, I know where these guys are going. And I now know what they mean by Parasite. Because that title, I think, has many meanings. On one hand, like a parasite is sort of like a disease that just sort of sucks into you and just sits into you and just goes into all those nooks and crannies. So you could say on one level, oh, this is a parasite, that these poor people are a parasite. But at the same time, because of the commentary that Bong Joon-ho is making, it's sort of saying that why do we view the poor as parasites? Why do we look down on them, the poor? And why do we even reveal them as this parasitical creatures and so forth? So there are many meanings there. But when you just saw how they were able to so intelligently bring in all of their people, like when you just saw how the family were able to sort of get into the roles and the jobs, I was like, oh my god, this is great. Like the craziest one. And obviously, the most difficult one was how they got their mother into the role as the maid. Because obviously, they said like, this maid is 24/7, doesn't go. But they then found out her allergy. And even what because remember, that maid obviously played by Jung Eun Lee, who I thought was amazing. I'll talk about her amazing scene. So when they actually did that one, then, they put all those things in her hand, I was like, man, these guys are going deep. So once they all came, I was like, wow, they really fully came in. And because I just remember that scene, when they're all boom. Basically, that's when I just know, okay, this film is amazing. Because obviously, when you saw them all sort of infiltrate the rich family, I was like, man, this is interesting. Like, I've never seen anything like this before. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've never seen a story about a poor family infiltrates a rich family by taking different employee positions within the family like this, and therefore be able to get paid off and paid well and share their winnings amongst them without the rich family knowing that all these employee positions that we have is actually flipping family. So that in itself is like it's crazy. That's such a crazy, that's such a fresh idea. That's such a fresh idea. So I remember that scene when the whole family was sort of the poor family was just sort of like in the mansion. They were like, man, look at what we've done, and they were eating, drinking, doing all that stuff. And then the maid comes, and you're like, oh snap. And then when things really twist is when you find out the basement and how the maid's husband has been living there for years. And you're like, what the hell? And then because the bit about this was just all this situation, because when the maid finds her, like, oh, okay, she finds her, then the poor family roll over each other, and the maid is like, hang on, wait a minute. You're all together, so you know each other. Then she does one because was like, oh my god, what the hell? And then she now tries to basically mess them up. And I think, again, one of the best scenes in it, and I think her standout scene was how she had them basically all standing. They're pretty much holding them hostage. And then, her and her husband were just like chilling upstairs, and she was basically like doing this like massive monologue, trying to pretend to be the North Korean leader and everything. I just thought that was like really good and just very funny. And I just think what was so good is that you just saw a different aspect of her character. Because on one, I can remember when you first saw her coming through, you're like, okay, there's something really iffy about this woman. And I was even saying to myself that don't let her in. Why are you allowing her in? She's obviously unstable. Look at what she looks like. Don't allow her in. So that was the biggest mistake. That's why they didn't allow it, and then you saw what happened. And I think this is just sort of similar to Korean films, you know, and you just don't get this in Hollywood, how things just devolve and how they spiral out of control. I was like, what the hell? Because once just got towards the ending, and you saw how obviously the daughter got killed, and you now saw just how the guy came in to attack everybody in the wedding and so forth and everything. And then the crazy thing is obviously the lead father, played by Kang Ho Sung, how he pretty much had to now go into hiding, which I thought was, oh my gosh, that's crazy, because after he basically attacked and killed that dude, I think he killed the father, I believe, how he now has to go into hiding. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. And this is where I thought that this film could have gone from being a good film or an amazing film. Did they stick the landing? Because once you now saw the ending, and you now saw the son pretty much say, you know what, I'm going to grow up, I'm going to earn a lot of money, I'm going to buy the house, I want to buy that house, I'll then tell you, I'll now tell you that it's okay to now come up. And as well says, wait a minute. What is the likelihood that a guy in his situation as a poor person would get all this money? Enough of this money, because you have to be damn rich. Get all this money and be able to find that house. That house will be vacant. Buy the house and then say the father, and we all live happily ever after. Like, come on. So once I saw this, I was like, you're gonna end it like that? I was like, could have been so good. But then you now saw the next scene where he was like, until that day, you know, I'll still be riding through. So it's like, damn. Because the reality is, he'll never be that rich. And the reality is, he'll remain there for the foreseeable future. Because I think people, like the authorities obviously know his face, they know what he looks like and everything. So they'll be looking for it. And the only people that know about that underground place now is his son and his wife, because those are the only surviving members. And the only people that know about the underground place. Like everyone else that knows about it is dead. Because even the rich son just saw the dude, but that rich boy doesn't know where that dude came from. He just knows that he doesn't know the underground place. So. Yeah, man. The story just felt very new. It just felt very new. But what I just liked about what Bong Joon-ho did was, Bong Joon-ho is how he is the ability to carefully build a story and to keep the audience engaged. There was not a single moment I was bored. Even the first kind of 15 minutes, you need that. Because the first 15 minutes and everything is just establishment. So nothing really exciting is happening, but you need to establish who this family are, how close-knit they are, how poor they are. That's the key thing. It's very important to establish who they are, how close they are, how together they are, and how poor they are, the situation they're in, how they have pretty much have to steal Wi-Fi signals and everything. And because once you have an establishment, then you just realize how desperate they were, and how because I think the beauty about it was how they were like, no, we all get in. We all four of us get in here. All four of us get a role here, because they could have easily been like, let's just the three of us do it, and like, mom, don't worry, we'll make the money for you and give you everything. But no, they were like, because they were so together, like, because put it this way, if just three of them got in, the father, the daughter, and the son, they'd be cool. They'd be like, that is easily enough, like based on what they were getting paid, especially because I'm sure like the daughter was probably getting paid the most based on the kind of job that she was doing for the son. So if just three of them stayed, I think they would have had enough income to pretty much help themselves out of poverty and everything, But I just think that they were like, we will always have to be together. And because even as a parent, I think, okay, I think we'll just leave the mom out there, but I no, we're gonna find a mom. And that was the hardest one to infiltrate, was trying to get rid of the maid. And even once they got rid of her, she ended up being the one that pretty much screwed everything up for them. As I said again, she shouldn't have flipping answered the door. She looked scary. So yeah, man, quality film. As I said again, I gave this thing a tier 1, and I just think that it's been a long time. It's probably Matrix Reloaded. It's been a long time when I've been so into a film that I've actually physically been like, because basically, I just forgot what's it called. So the character of Hee Jin Yang, who plays the mom, when you see, I think it was the maid who tries to come up the steps when all this stuff is happening, and then she basically kicks her down and she rolls all the way down and basically smacks her head. I was like, whoa! When that happens, because I remember when that happened, because I was like, oh my gosh, if she comes through and if she says they want, and then she just kicks, I was like, oh, crazy, absolutely crazy. Like, there were so many crazy moments in this, and they were just done so well. And I just think that even when they were just down when they were even in the basement, just how that was filmed and how that was done between the son and the maid, and how the maid's husband, I thought he killed the son, and I was like, for me, I still don't know how he even survived, because he got smacked by that massive rock. I was like, what the heck? So yeah, no. Quality film, man. And for me, I believe that, as far as, because I don't know who else is up for supporting actress, because if Parasite, according to American cinema and Hollywood, is up for best film, I think Jung Yoon Lee should be up for. I think Jung Yoon Lee should be up for the best supporting actress, and for sure, I don't know whether I think SAG nominated them as an ensemble. I think for sure, great ensemble of actors. I think the acting across the board was solid. It was a solid ensemble, man. So yeah, man. I just see this is the kind of films that we need. These superhero movies are cool. But we need more films like this where they're just completely and utterly fresh and a nice, good, original idea. And I think from Bong Joon-ho, he just came up with this idea. And what an amazing idea. But as I said again, you can have an amazing idea, but if you don't execute it well, then what's the point? I think this was executed so well. And I think, because look, this was a story about the rich and poor. Because remember, there was that. And that is why the Kang Ho-sung character, the father, that's why he went after and he killed the rich father, because I think in his mind he hated being poor, but he knew this is the situation that we're in, and just the way in which he felt insulted by these rich people, by his smell, his odor, and everything. I think that is what sort of like really it just kept on benting and just pushed him over the edge. And I think it just pushed him over the edge. Best scene in the film. See, the best scene. I almost forgot. The speech by Jung Yoon Lee. That was sort of like the best kind of acting. But the best scene easily was when the rich couple were having sex on the sofa as we're watching their kid, who was camping outside, and under the table was obviously Kang Ho-sung, the father, and he had to obviously sneak past without getting seen. And so as you see him just crawling, and then it annoys him, and he just has to just stay like that. I was like, this is just great directing. Great writing and great directing. Two things together, because obviously once you write it, you're like, oh wow, that's interesting. But now actually directing it, of knowing, framing, telling your actors what to do, and creating that tension where, as me viewing it, I was like, oh my god, I mean, if this guy moves and everything, no, that was quality. So yeah, tier 1 film, really good, and I highly recommend it. Remember to like the vid, also remember to hit that subscribe button. Peace out.